All right, cool. So on Facebook, we had Arial that asked, I'm coming to New Zealand for 3 months and I want to know where to buy a car for a road trip and how long does it usually takes? You go.
Yeah, so there's loads of different places that you can buy a car from. First place you can buy a car from is off dedicated Facebook car buy and sell groups. We actually have a couple of really awesome Facebook groups that a lot of people are using. So we'll actually link those in the description after this video. So a lot of people are posting their used cars and their backstory and all the information that you need, and they're really good to browse through. So that's one thing. And then another place you can find cars is usually on hostel notice boards. People are usually pinning up if they've got a car for sale, or even some hostels, especially around the Auckland area, will have full binders full of cars for sale. So that's another good place to have a look at. Another really good option is some rental car companies or rental camper van companies do a buyback scheme where you can actually take one of their, I think, older model cars, which is still like really well maintained because they have been rental cars, and you can actually buy them for a selected period, and you decide when you're going to, you and the company decide together when you're going to take the car back, and then you will sell it back to the company. So that's a really sort of easy option to do because that's a quick one. There's also roadside sales. So you'll see a lot of cars on the side of the road for sale, and they're sort of all over the place. And there's a few towns which have select areas where it's like this is the road you go down to find cars for sale. That's another option as well. So that's hostels, Facebook, rental car buyback schemes, and roadside sales.
Cool. And now, how long does it take? Now, the whole process is actually quite straightforward, but you want to do it properly, right? There's a lot of lemon in New Zealand. So lemon means it's kind of a car that can look all right, but it's probably going to last only a couple of extra weeks, right? And that does happen really often. So I'm not going to go in depth on the car buying process because, well, I'm going to link you to BackpackerGuide.NZ again. We have a whole section about buying a camper van, and we have so many articles in them. All of those things that you're seeing right here are different articles about buying a car in New Zealand. We go through everything. We've done that with mechanics. It is so handy. It's so thorough. So make sure you follow them. There's like step by step, which is really cool. But in short, the buying process, you need to do obviously research. You need to search and try to find the car that you like and contact the buyer and try to arrange a meeting point so you can look at the car. So, that's the whole process that Laura just talked about. And then you need to obviously do a car inspection. Now, the car inspection, you want to do a little bit yourself, just to make sure that it's okay. You want to do a test drive as well of the car, and you want to actually get a proper car inspection with a mechanic. Now you can go and bring the car to the mechanic and get an inspection. There is something called a warrant of fitness, or WOF, in New Zealand, but it's just a few check boxes. So if you buy a car that has a valid WOF, which no matter what, it has to have a valid WOF to be sold to you, it does not mean that the car is mechanically sound at all. Trust us, we lived through that. If you guys watch our videos, we have had so many issues with some vehicle that we bought. Oh my God. So,
with one vehicle that we bought.
Yeah, that's true. This one vehicle. But there was so many issues with this one vehicle.
Yeah.
Anyway, watch the videos. You'll find it. Now, so you want to do a thorough car inspection. It is definitely worth spending the few, the 100 and also a few odds dollars for doing the thorough inspection, because you're gonna know if the car will last the distance. And it's so important, especially if you're coming here for 3 months. You say you're coming here for 3 months. You won't have that much time to waste around. You're gonna want to make the most of your trip. You won't have time to have a car breaking down on you, waiting for the mechanic to repair it or try to sell it, get something else. You won't have time to mess around with that. So you make sure you do the car inspection. Then you want to do a few paperwork. Now they are incredibly easy to do. You basically just show up at the post office and just hand over like a couple of pieces of paper from one to the other.
So that's just basically changing the ownership of the car is just a quick form to fill out.
Yes. Now that's something that needs to be done within about, I think it's 5 working days of the car being handed out. So let's say you buy the car on the weekend, which does happen because some people are going to sell you the car when it's working and all those kind of things. So if that happens, you can definitely head to the post office a little later on and do it. So if you buy a car on the Sunday, you can definitely show up at the post office on the Monday or on the Tuesday. There's no need to panic with that. You still have the right to drive the car. If you've been caught by the police or anything like that, they will know. You just get the car, so you just tell them that, and you just have to put the situation in order. So don't panic about that too much. Then you want to sort out your insurance. Again, insurance is not mandatory in New Zealand. We actually have answered a few questions about insurances that we're going to link in the comments below. So you want to sort out insurances or not, it's up to you. Articles on BackpackerGuide.NZ, boom, in the comment below. Video about that, boom, in the comment below. You're all sorted. And then you can head on the road and enjoy your road trip. So it's not really a long process, right? We're talking about it for a long time, but buying a car, as long as you find a car that you like, let's say, if you're gonna want to see a few cars on the ranch to see with the sellers and all of that, so probably gonna take you, let's say, about a week. Yeah. Okay, that's what I would say.
If you are super dedicated, or obviously you spend your time actually finding the car, you can definitely do it within a week. But I think some people also, they try and find a car in between doing other things, and that's when it takes usually a couple of weeks to do. So yeah, it really depends. If you are dedicated to getting a car straight away, then you'll definitely be able to get it within a week.
Definitely. But the thing that actually going to take you the most time is to sell that car back. This is something that you cannot underestimate at all. So I would strongly recommend to give yourself a couple of weeks to be able to sell your car. There's going to be a lot of sellers that are going to faff about, like you're going to do to people you're going to buy the car back. You're going to want to see one car, then you're going to see another one, then you can make a decision later, and all of that. So the selling the car process is usually the longest. So this is going to take you 2 weeks, or you slash the price down. I've seen some people doing that, and they say, you know what, 2 weeks of my trip, those are life experiences. I want to travel in New Zealand as much as I can, and then keep themselves only 1 week to sell the car, but they slash the price. They bought the car for 3,000, they sell it for 1,500. They're like, it's not worth the money for me. I want to sell it, give a bargain to someone and get on with it and get on with my trip. So that's really up to you, but usually, if you want to get around your money back, you're going to need about 2 weeks or sometimes even a little bit more. It depends on the season. In summer, it's going to be much easier to sell your car. In winter, it's going to be much harder because there is less tourists around. So keep that in mind. You're coming here for 3 months. We are allocating about 3 weeks of your trip into this whole car buying process and everything else.
A way to cut that down, though, I know I keep banging on about these buyback schemes, but if you do a bit of research into the different car rental companies that do buyback schemes, you can definitely cut the amount of time that it takes, because they have the cars ready for you. And I know you already have someone to sell it to at the end of your trip as well. So that would just literally take maybe about 3 days at the beginning of your trip and 1 day at the end of your trip. So that's another way around it. But the downside of that is that you're maybe not likely to get as good of a bargain as you would if you used other ways of finding a car to buy and other ways to, sell back later. So yeah.
All right, cool. So I hope that this answered your question, Ariel. That was our take on buying a car in New Zealand, the length that it takes, the length of time that it takes, and if it's a good idea. So yeah, if you did like this video, if anyone of you guys liked the video, make sure to hit the like button, to hit subscribe, and to put any of your questions in the comment below, and check out in the comment below as well for a bunch of links just as follow-ups on that.